Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? We're about to do the predictions and breakdowns for UFC 310 Alexander Pantoja versus Asakura, which is coming to you on the 7th of December 2024. We're going to start with the prelims and with the main event. Coming to you from the past, because I'm recording this on the 30th of November. I am in Punta Cana, having a good time. I will see you guys the next week, and I will also be dropping the betting talk, I believe, on Thursday. I'm going to schedule these uploads for you guys. Let's just get right into it. A prelim opener of Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Lucas Brzeski. After the knockout loss to Mick Parkin, I'm just going to go with Kennedy Nzechukwu. I didn't like the fact that Kennedy Nzechukwu was moving to heavyweight. I thought Chris Barnett was going to have something for him. I thought especially Chris Barnett, being a plus 525 underdog, I thought he was going to put up a better of a fight. He hurt himself in the fucking intros, and he also hurt himself during the fight throwing a spinning wheel kick after he pulled his hamstring inside the intros. So it is what it is. But I think Kennedy Nzechukwu is just going to absolutely stomp over Lucas Brzeski. He just doesn't. He looks really slow in the stand-up now. I thought he was going to be able to outbox Mick Parkins. I thought he was going to be able to, stand in the pocket with him. He just doesn't have it. He's 9-5. He's kind of on his way out. It's kind of just a layup win for Kennedy Nzechukwu, and Lucas Brzeski. They're trying to get him out of the UFC. You can kind of tell. Nzechukwu's 83 inches of reach. He's just going to out-jab him, and this is just going to be a heavyweight fight you see end in the first round again, and you're going to see Nzechukwu get his hand raised. I don't see a world where Lucas is going to be able to last 3 rounds, and I don't see a world where Kennedy's going to get knocked out, especially where he's the bigger guy, he's the rangier fighter, and he's going to try and keep Lucas on the outside until his kickboxing just ends the night. Next on the prelims, Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper's going to submit Clay Guida. Clay Guida kind of rushes into things nowadays. He gets taken down a lot. He gets held down in the boxing. He's a little bit slower. He's 42. He's almost 43. He's just not there anymore. He's not the Clay Guida we remember. I mean, again, he did beat Scott Holtzman. But Holtzman's ass, and the last good one he had was probably Michael Johnson 3 years ago, and even then, Michael Johnson's kind of on and off fighter. He's chinny, he's not really there anymore as well, and Chase Hooper's one of those guys who's up and coming. He's absolutely fucking insane. He submitted Borshev with a fucking Darce, and he's just so impressive that I'm not going away from Chase Hooper. The only loss he has is Steve Garcia, and Mean Machine's fucking knocking everyone out inside the first round. He has massive power inside his hands, and he has a chin from God. So Chase Hooper getting knocked out, wasn't really surprising, and I think here Clay Guida is going to get submitted early, and if not submitted, he's going to get beat up. Oh, God. All right, we're back. Don't worry about it. Anyway, if he doesn't get submitted, he's going to get beat up probably for 3 rounds, and it's just gonna be a sad decision. I'd like to see Chase Hooper take him out. Clay Guida, again, being a really good submission artist, he's a really good grappler. Even at 43 years of age, even if he gets a submission on him, it's still impressive, and I still see Chase Hooper's stock going up, even though it's against an old ass Clay Guida. Next on the prelims, Michael Chiesa versus Max Griffin. I'm going with Max Griffin just because Michael kind of got a lucky win over Tony Ferguson. The fact that this fight was even they were even grappling, and Tony was able to out-grapple for even a little bit was kind of fucking sad. Tony's not even there, bro. He has so much CTE. He's so gone that Michael should have been able to end it even earlier than inside 4 minutes. But it's still a good win. But it's not like he's fighting terrible guys and losing. He's fighting absolute demons, and he's getting fucking choked out and finished. It's just Max Griffin, man. The mix-up, the knockout of Ken and Song, he has major power. Tim Means' victory means a lot, even though Tim Means, I believe he just retired after getting submitted by Court McGee. But, it's still a good win at the time. Jeremiah Wells split decision. It's still a good win for the time. I don't think Michael's going to be able to stand up with him. And if Michael doesn't get the takedown and he doesn't get to keep it, you have big fucking problems, bro. This guy's got major power. But again, 39 years of age, the cardio is going to come into play. Michael Chiesa has major cardio. And at a plus 130 underdog, I think on the betting side, I'm going to be hugging Michael Chiesa. I think on the pick side, I'm going to pick Max Griffin just because I think the power and the I think it's just going to be a little overwhelming for Michael. Again, he's fought guys like Kevin Holland, overwhelming pressure. Sean Brady, overwhelming pressure. Vicente Luque, not even overwhelming pressure. But again, 3 years ago, it was overwhelming pressure, I guess. Since the brain bleed, he's been kind of terrible. But, who else? Everyone would be like that if you were fucking Vicente. But again, RDA win, Diego Sanchez, Carlos Condit, Neil Magny. These are big wins. He's still there. He's 37 years of age. It's not like he's fucking old. I don't know. It's a tough pick. I'm going to go with the side of Max Griffin. But Chiesa is definitely getting some of my money on the betting side. Next on the prelims, we have Cody Durden versus Joshua Van. Going Joshua Van. Cody Durden got clipped by Bruno Silva going into that second round at the end. And Joshua Van's a guy who is always going to be exploding, always going to be trying to get into his feet, always going to be trying to get into that more advantageous position. And Cody Durden, you know, good win over Matt Schnell. Matt Schnell gave a tough first round to him, and he just got caught inside that second round after going for a takedown. Joshua Van, I don't think is going to get caught like that. I don't think he's getting submitted. I think Joshua Van's going to beat the shit out of Cody Durden, especially at 23 years of age, man. I think Van's making a huge mistake with the activity. I think the Charles Johnson loss was big. I think that knockout was bad. He got clipped by Edgar Chairez and I believe got hurt really bad. He got stumbled. Chairez hit him with a spinning back fist after Chairez almost got dropped. Joshua was trying to finish the fight and took all caution out the window and got spinning back fisted and then almost dropped. Just here, I think Cody Durden's going to be a little bit underskilled, even though he has more fights and he is a better wrestler. I think Joshua Van's just going to be able to keep it on the feet, keep it a point fight, and if it comes down to it, maybe knock him out with a nice right hand, seeing as Cody rushes in for those takedowns sometimes. Maybe a nice uppercut would be good for Van. But again, Joshua Van's one of the most impressive 125s I've seen in a long time, so I gotta hug him, you know? Like, it's just, I want to see him in the top 15, and that Charles Johnson KO was unfortunate, seeing as he was winning that fight. Johnson's corner just did a good job of telling him, let's fucking go. Let's get it done. Excuse me, let's get out of here. We're going to go next on the prelims, Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders. We're going Eric Anders. I don't even know what this is a fucking fight. It's just sad. Dude, like, people are picking Chris Weidman because he's, you know, all-American wrestler. He's 40. He's got a busted-up leg. Eric Anders, again, decent enough grappling to where this is just going to be a counter grappling and then just stand-up fight, and Chris is not there anymore. I don't think Chris is there anymore. I think Eric has the advantage. I think Eric has been training more. I think Eric wants it more, to be honest, and I think Chris Weidman's done. I think he got that one win over Bruno Silva, which is bullshit with the eye pokes. I think Eric Anders is just going to just walk him for 3 rounds and just win 30-27, see Chris Weidman retire finally. I don't know, man. Eric Anders isn't terrible. Like, he's not super fucking good, but he's not terrible. Still has a Meerschaert win. Took Roundtree to a decision, you know. That was a crazy-ass fight. He dropped him like 50 times. Anyway. It is what it is. I don't think Chris has it anymore. I think his grappling's out the window at this point. I don't think his leg lets him fucking wrestle that well anymore. And I think he still has problems. You can see it when he fights. You can see it when he spars, too. Next on the prelims, Randy Brown versus Brian Battle. This fight's fucking upsetting for me because I really fucking like Randy Brown, dude. He's like, some of his fights, man, you go back and watch it, he'll lose the first round and then he turns into a robot for the next 2. He really turns into a fucking rude boy and he beats the shit out of you. He's got that Queens, New York type of boxing, you know, really slick, you know, step back, jab, step back, you know, move to the side, punch, 1-2, move to the side, you know, a lot of movement, a lot of explosive movement, a lot of kickboxing. But very impressive, you know, he has good jiu-jitsu and stuff. It's just Brian Battle's one of those guys where he wades into the fire and he doesn't give a fuck. Like, he fought Kevin Jose and basically outboxed him for a round, and then inside the second round just put so much overwhelming pressure on the dude that he just fell apart. Like, Kevin Jose is an incredible fighter and he fell apart. Like, he choked out AJ Fletcher. He was gonna knock out Angelusa, and Angelusa got fake eye poked and he bitched and complained. Well, it wasn't a fake, I don't think, but I don't think it was as bad as he was making it out to be. No, I think it actually was a fake. I'm pretty sure he was faking the eye too. A wrong eye. Anyway, again, it's upsetting for me because I love Randy Brown, dude, and the only loss he has in the last fucking 10 fights is Jack Della, which was like an absolute fucking wailing. He just torched him. But like the Muslim Salikov win was good. It's just, you know, I want to see Randy come out here and outbox Brian. I want to see him put his range to work. I want to see him keep Brian on the outside and not let him put him up against the cage. It's just, I don't see it happening. I see Brian getting a top 15 spot here. He's a minus 250 for a reason. He's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of explosiveness, and he's just, I think I'm going to see Brown go out. I don't want to see him get knocked out. I really don't, but it's probably going to happen. Yeah, it is what it is. So we're going to go on next in the prelims. Movsar Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling. We're going Aljamain Sterling. And a lot of people are not going to like that pick too. I get it. You know, Movsar undefeated, defeated Diego Lopez. This is a different level of grappling. This is Aljamain Sterling, one of the best grapplers at 135 ever. You know, this is going to be a lot for Evloev, and I think when we're on the feet, Aljamain's just a little bit slicker. And I think when Evloev throws, he's open to a lot of takedowns, but a lot of people don't like taking him down because of the fact that they can get reversed. He does really nice Granby rolls. He has really nice, really nice wrestling. It's just Aljamain Sterling, I think, is here to negate that. I think this is a really good matchup for him. I think he's going to negate it. He's going to get this title spot right after. And I think he has good enough grappling to where Ilia Topuria is going to have a fucking problem at 145. Like, that's a fucking problem, dude. This is big grappling. These two guys, man, whoever wins this fight might win the belt. Because when you use grappling on a very big power puncher like that, you negate everything. You negate the power punch, and I get it. Every round starts on the feet. Yeah. How long is he gonna just blitz you for? If Ilia blitzes and he misses, they're gonna take him down because he's gonna overthrow. That's what he does. But he's really calculated in how he throws. But this level of grappling is insane. Both of these guys are fucking demons. I see Sterling being able to negate the grappling, and if he wants to, I think he gets the better position. I think he gets top position. I think he just sits there and just puts overwhelming top pressure on Evloev. Because Evloev, man, he's never been challenged in the grappling like that, and this is a big test for Aljamain, seeing as he got knocked out by Sean, but he absolutely ragdolled Calvin Kattar. And Calvin Cater's not a fucking pussy fighter, so it's going to be close. Evloev's a -245, but the betting, I'm taking all day Sterling. The predictions is close. It's just I see Sterling being able to out-grapple him for 3 rounds, take him to that long decision. Next on the prelims, Vicente Luque versus Themba Gorimbo. I believe in the answer. I believe in the absolute aura that Themba Gorimbo has after getting that fucking house from The Rock. He's just been giving... He's just been on a roll, really. He's just been improving at a rapid rate. The Nico Price win, just overwhelming pressure. The Ramiz Brahima, again, a good win. It's just, you probably should have been able to finish him. Pete Rodriguez, that knockout was insane, but he's fought 3 times in the fucking year now, and he's getting another shot at another big fight, and I think Vicente Luque is done. I think the brain bleed affected him a lot. I think Gorimbo's going to end it. I think he's going to fucking finish him with ground and pound. Because Vicente Luque, man, ever since that big brain bleed he had, that scary shit, it's different. When he gets hit, it affects him more. You see it in his eyes, and it's almost like he gives up easier. He gave up against RDA. He gave up. Or Buckley, excuse me. He gave up. And the RDA win, he didn't even go for a finish. He like just held RDA on the ground when he definitely could have finished that fight. So it's worrisome to pick Vicente Luque. I would stay away from it. 33 years of age, you should not be looking like that in a fight. And if this is exactly how it's going to go with Themba Gorimbo, if Themba Gorimbo knocks out Vicente Luque, 100% honest, I think he should retire. I think Vicente Luque's had a good career. I just don't think you're going to get any better than that if you have a problem like that. Because that's a big fucking problem to have, dude. That's a scary problem. Almost dying from a fight. I wouldn't be testing that shit at all. I would be done. I would be calling it quits. Because it's not worth it, man. And Themba Gorimbo has power. Like, this is going to be a fucking tough fight for Luque. Especially Luque now. Luque 3 years ago mopped the floor with Gorimbo. He would have he would out-grapple him. He'd have Gorimbo on his ass the whole fight. That might still happen. Seriously, that might still happen. Vicente Luque, jiu-jitsu out the ass. It's just, bro, like, this is a fucking problem. Gorimbo's got hands. And no one thought he had hands. You watch the Nico Price fight, you're like, damn, he's fucking throwing heat. Yeah, bro. Still sticking with the side of Themba Gorimbo. He's been improving so fast, and Luque's been on such a downfall that you can't go away from it. Next on the prelims, we go tippity top of the prelims. We have Anthony Lionheart Smith taking on the Devastator, Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes is going to absolutely torch Smith, probably. Or, I mean, no. Dominic Reyes just has hands, bro. I still stand by the fact that he could have knocked out Yuri. He was having a good fight up until that knockout. He knocked out Jacoby after getting wobbled a little bit. I think Smith is done. I mean, Smith's fucking brain isn't even there. Vitor Petrino got a loss on his record because he just walked into a fucking guillotine. He walked into it, bro. It wasn't even like a real guillotine. He literally like gave himself into it. Like he just put his head right down into the arms of fucking Smith, and Smith just started ripping on it. Beat up Ryan Spann too, which, I mean, I bet that fight. I had Ryan Spann. Khalil Roundtree, we knew he was just going to fucking torch the shit out of Smith. I don't know how those odds were even closer like they were. But here, Dominic Reyes, the power is really, really significant. I don't see a way Smith fucking gets through it. I think under 1.5 rounds, best bet. He's definitely not surviving. I don't see it. Elevation Fight Team doing Dominic Reyes a lot of good right now, helping him out a lot. Looks like his cardio's intact. Look like his fucking devastating power shots are back. So I'm excited to see this fight. I want to see Smith get knocked out. Not because I hate Smith. I love Anthony Lionheart, but I want to see Dominic Reyes get back in that win column. I want to see him kind of get back to top 15 because that'd be fucking hilarious, honestly. After literally winning the title basically, and then going on a 5-fight loss streak of just getting fucking torched. And then or 4-fight, and then you just come back and just fucking... It's hilarious. Next, we got the main card opener, Nate Landwehr, the Train versus Do Ho Choi. I'm going with Superboy. Boxing super crisp. His takedown defense is there, and the knockout of Bill Algeo made me really happy because it made me realize that Bill Algeo, 1, has no cardio still, and 2, Do Ho Choi still hits like a fucking truck. And Nate Landwehr has been knocked out, bro. He got flying kneed by Julian Erosa. He got knocked out by Herbert Burns. Yeah. Knocked out by Herbert Burns. Remember that. Like, Herbert Burns is a guy who fucking gives up after the first round. Nate Landwehr got torched by him with knees in the clinch. Perfect knees, basically. So, I mean, respectable. But Do Ho Choi, man, if you don't remember Choi, back in like 2019, 2018, more years than that, sorry. 2016, the power this guy had, they thought he was going to be the next 145 king. He was coming to the UFC fucking torching dudes, and then he just got a couple bad losses. Lost to Charles Jourdain. Cub Swanson was telling his coach, like, what happened? Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, how could I not see these shots coming? I don't understand. And now he's back, man. He knocked out Bill Algeo, and I think as a plus 135, you have to take him here. Nate Landwehr is a guy who will never give down or never back down. He will never stop. He will never stop looking for a better position. He will literally run at you if he's losing the fight, and he will try to get you down and just do whatever he has to do to win the fight. It's just, he's a good competitor. I think Choi's going to be able to outbox him, and if we keep it on the feet, I think fucking Landwehr's got some problems. I don't think he's going to be able to knock out Choi. I think over 1.5 rounds, over 2.5 rounds, if you can get it, is probably good. It's just, I think more likely Choi hits him with a cross and drops him. 100% honest, because Nate kind of just stalks a little too much, and Choi's really good at counterboxing. This is a really fucking good fight. This is going to be probably my favorite fight of the night, other than Volkov and Gane. Or no, probably Rachmanov. Garry's going to be good, but again, I just want to see Superboy get back in the wing, like in the fucking top 20. Maybe get a bigger fight at 145. Maybe fight a bigger wrestler, you know, and test his skills, because he looked really good against Bill Algeo, man. He looked like really good. So even his corner was telling him after that first round, you can get the finish. So he was fucking torching Bill Algeo up. It's just Nate Landwehr is a little bit too similar to Bill Algeo, just more stamina. Whatever. We're going to see how it plays out. Next on the main card, Bryce Mitchell taking on Kron Gracie. Bryce Mitchell's going to fucking just do whatever he wants to Kron Gracie. Kron Gracie has no stand-up. Bryce Mitchell might be able to stand up and knock him out. Really. Like, realistically. He really might. He has no KO wins, and he might be able to knock him out. He's just... Bryce Mitchell's wrestling is going to negate all of Kron Gracie's shit. He's going to know all the positions. He's going to know all... Unless Kron gets him in a leg lock scenario, unless Kron gets him in a triangle scenario, I don't see Bryce... Like, if Bryce is on top, Kron has to go for an arm bar or a triangle. That's it. Because Bryce is going to look for an arm triangle the whole time. He's going to look for a side control. He's going to look for a crucifix. Bryce constantly looks for the best top position, and Kron just looks like shit. Kron looks like shit. He looks like shit. He looks like absolute ass. And after that Cub Swanson loss, you know, fucking, I'm pretty sure, what? Was it Cub Swanson? Or maybe it was Marcelo Garcia. No, I think that's when he fought Garcia. It doesn't matter. I was thinking about a completely different time when Brendan Shaw brought up. But Kron just... He complains too much, bro. He blames all of his faults kind of on his team. And when you see him in the fucking fight, he gives up. Like the Charles Jourdain fight, when he couldn't get him to the ground, he gave up. You're not getting Bryce Mitchell to the ground that easy. And if he doesn't, he's going to give up. You're going to see Kron Gracie give up. He's going to get out of the fucking UFC at this point. And we're never going to see him again. I don't like Kron Gracie inside the UFC. If he has better boxing and he worked on only boxing, dude, you don't need to work on jiu-jitsu. You're a fucking Gracie. What are you working on jiu-jitsu for? You know what the fuck to do. You're a black belt. You don't need to work on it. Work on your striking and your stamina. No, but instead we're gonna work on our fucking jiu-jitsu and hopefully just take this dude down. You can't do that in the UFC, bro. Guys have too good of takedown defense for you to fucking focus on only grappling. Kron Gracie, I think, loses. Bryce Mitchell gets another fucking dub on his record. Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov next on the fucking main card. I want to pick Volkov. He negated everything Sergey Pavlovich had. Sergey Pavlovich, again, maybe it's because he's fighting his former teammate. Maybe it's because he's fighting his former training partner. Maybe it's because he wasn't there that night. But for Sergey, is literally a starcher. He fucks people up. Gane's the same way. Gane loves to just knock people out. He was getting outboxed at a point by Tai Tuivasa. They were having a close couple rounds. And Volkov is a guy that you can't fucking give a close round to. This guy will outbox you. He's got 80 inches of reach. Cyril Gane's got a little bit longer, but he's 6'7", bro. He's going to be throwing that shit down on you. He's got inches on you just because of his height. He's going to be throwing everything down at you. Gane's going to have to go push into the pocket to throw anything up top. And Volkov's just going to be shoving his fucking jab down on him. And Volkov's got a dangerous jab, bro. 4-fight win streak, knocking out Rosenstrike, who's one of the best kickboxers in the heavyweight. Romanov, who's one of the best grapplers, at least in top 15. Tai Tuivasa, who's a fucking brawler. And then Sergey Pavlovich, who starches guys. At a plus 210, you got to take Volkov. Like, Gane is good. I'm not saying Cyril Gane is not going to win. I'm just saying Volkov, for the betting side, bro, you got to hug him. You got to fucking stay along him. He's just better in the boxing. Gane throws everything from his hip. Volkov's going to counter everything. And if Gane wants to wrestle, he will not be able to. We saw the Ngannou fight. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in his world. It's going to be a pure stand-up fight. And I see a world where Volkov just outboxes him. And I think he can I don't think he knocks him out. I think we go to the decision, but still, like, over 2.5 rounds is good. I don't see a world where Volkov gets knocked out. I don't see a world where Gane gets knocked out. I don't see submissions happening. Maybe Volkov taking him to the ground, getting him in a fucking key lock or a crucifix. I don't know, man. An Ezekiel choke was fucking crazy, though, on Tai Tuivasa. I just see I don't know. Volkov just seems too much for Gane. He's just... The losses that Cyril Gane's had, and Ngannou and Jones, it's just always the bigger guys. It's always guys that kind of push forward and don't give a fuck. Alright, guys, we're back. We just gotta answer the guys in the chat. Again, yeah, I just see Volkov being able to outbox him. Gane's good, man. He's really, really good. He had an absolute devilish role at heavyweight. It's just he wasn't fighting the big guys, and when he was fighting the decent strikers, he wasn't knocking them out. So it's indicative of a guy who's not powerful enough to end it. Volkov's powerful enough to end it. So we're going to go next. Co-main event of the evening, Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian Machado Garry. I'm picking Rakhmonov, but no boxing. He's got no boxing. The boxing I've seen from Rakhmonov is fucking laughable. Ian Machado Garry has way better boxing than Rakhmonov, but he's been caught too many times. He's been dropped by Kenan Song. He was dropped. Jeff Neal, fucking split decision, close fight. Michael Venom Page. That was 29-28. Very clear. Page won, I think, second round. Just the point fighting was too much for him. It's just Rakhmonov is a lot. Rakhmonov's fucking an absolute stalker. All finishes. There is no decisions with this guy. He doesn't give a fuck. He walks you down. He wants to end it. He wants to end it. He wants to. And in the third round, when he doesn't get his way, he forces it. And that's fucking scary. That's really fucking scary. And with a guy like that, dude, Gary's kind of fucked. Gary's 6'3". He's tall as shit for the division. Bro, this is a different type of guy. This is a Terminator. This is a guy who doesn't give a shit about anything you throw. You hit him, he doesn't care. He walks forward anyway. He's from Kazakhstan. Those guys are fucking built different. They're from a fucking hard part of the world, bro. And Killcliff is going to need to instill Garry with some fucking, like, devilish shit. He's going to need to make a deal with the devil to get through this fight unscathed. A deal with the devil. Like, this is 5 rounds of hell. And I don't think these guys are getting out of 5 rounds. I think this is going to end inside 3, and this is going to be insane. I think Gary's boxing can definitely peek through Rachmanov. I think he can definitely tag him up a little bit, but I think as the fight goes on, Rachmanov just gets a little bit more, you know, hungry for the ending. And he looks like literally as the fight goes on, he gets more dangerous. Shavkat in the first round versus Shavkat in the third round against like fucking Wonder Boy or Jeff Neal. Like when he walked down they told him it's close. You need to end it. He literally beelined Jeff Neal, and with a minute left, grabs a standing fucking rear naked choke and just fucking hangs on this dude and lifts him up in the air. That's insane. We're going with Shavkat Rachmanov. I can't pick Ian Machado Garry, and I might put some money on Garry, but it's a lot. We're going to go in main event of the evening. If you guys do enjoy this, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, I'm not going to be here for the stream. I'm sorry, guys. Saturday, I will not be here. I will not be live. I will be dropping the betting talk on Thursday or Wednesday, depending on how I have it scheduled. But I will have these videos scheduled for you guys. I'm sorry. Again, I will be back Sunday, the 8th, and we'll move on from there. Again, seeing as we don't have UFC this week, since I'm recording this on the 30th. Alexander Pantoja taking on Kai Asakura from Risen. We're going Pantoja. Pantoja's grappling is going to be a lot. He's hungry. He's a guy who fights for his family. Kai Asakura's whole family is fighters. They're very well known. Asakura, he's the younger brother, I believe. It's just Pantoja, dude. He's nicknamed the Cannibal because he eats people alive inside that octagon. He wants it so bad. He fights for his family. He fights for the fact that his dad didn't love him and that he wants him to be proud of him because he walked out on his mom. Like, dude, it's some of the most powerful shit you've ever seen. He literally wins the belt and says, "Are you proud of me now?" Like, that's fucking insane. He beats Brandon Royval. He beats Steve Erceg, who was on a roll. Steve Erceg in that 5th round, had he stayed up, he probably would have won the fight. It's just off of the Steve Erceg fight, you worry for Pantoja in the striking, because when you see him not be able to get a guy down, he's tired in the later stages of the fight, and he can't really go toe-to-toe with these guys. Asakura, a lot of decisions on this guy's record. But a lot of big power shots coming out of the side of Asakura, and if he's going to end the night, I think Pantoja's going to get knocked out, but I think Pantoja is going to out-grapple Kai Asakura, and I think he's going to submit him in round 2. I think with a rear naked choke, Alexander Pantoja is just going to be able to hang on Asakura for a round, get him tired inside that 2nd round. Kai Asakura makes a mistake going for a big overhand right or something, and just gets caught. I mean, he's fighting from bantamweight. He weighed down 133 last time. He's cutting a lot of weight. He's going to walk into this fight probably not 100%. Probably going to be fighting at 80 to 70% because of how much weight he's going to cut. I don't know how much time he's gotten on this weight cut. I don't know exactly how much time frame he got. He fought 10 months ago at bantamweight. 10-pound drop in muscle is a lot. And water weight even. Like, if you're cutting those 10 pounds from water weight, you're going to feel like shit going into this fight. So Pantoja as a minus 250 makes sense. Kai Asakura, I wouldn't be surprised if he hits him with some nice knees in the clinch and drops Pantoja, because he's devastating, bro. But again, he doesn't have his knees on the ground. He doesn't have his kicks on the ground. He doesn't have the stuff that made Kai Asakura big and risen. So you're negating everything that makes you a fucking star. You're entering into a new octagon with people who are better than the people in Risen. You're in for a tough night. That's all I got for you guys for UFC 310. Again, I'm not going to be here for the stream. I will see you guys the next week. I will have whatever I got scheduled for you guys, and I will see you guys all in the next week. And I'll have my recap and breakdown done on the Sunday when I come back. It'll probably be out by midnight on Sunday night, so Monday morning. But at least it'll be done for you guys. That's all I got. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy the card. Good luck on your bets, and I will see you guys all later. Peace.